On today's show, LeBron James. The rumors just won't die. Are they real? Should LeBron come to the Mavericks? No, absolutely not. We'll tell you why. And more in today's Locked On Mavs. Stop it! Let's go! Stop! The number one pick will go to the Dallas Mavericks. Cooper Flagg will fly in Dallas.
Dogs, all of us, all five.
You are Locked On Mavs. Great, your daily Dallas Mavericks podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Still can't leave you.
Your team every day.
I'm going to get a city like that.
And welcome. You're locked on to Dallas Mavericks, your team every day. My name is Nick Angstadt, media member covering the Dallas Mavericks for 10 years. Thanks for being in every day. Make it Locked On Mavs your first listen each and every day. Joining me, as always, my co-host, media member covering the Mavs for 10 years. Right alongside me, the LeBron James justification, the one we're thinking. What you got for me, Isaac Harris?
You know, when you get into your 30s, you have moments to where in the sports world it makes you feel old. And I had one of those. It was late last night. I was catching up on the Mavs Summer League game. And then I was like, but right before bed, I was like, you know what? The home run derby was on. Baseball home run derby was on earlier in the day. So I checked to see. I'm like, oh, let me see who's in it. I didn't know a single person.
And the whole home run derby.
That just made me feel so old because as a kid, that was like so much fun to watch. And I knew all the people, but it's one of those things like when you start to get older, you only have so much time for so many sports. And I've seen things like drop off, like baseball, college basketball for me has dropped off some. And now it's just like, maybe I've just obsessed over the Mavs basketball. The fact that we've done this daily show for so long and we've watched every minute of Mavs basketball for too many years.
Well, also, you got kids now.
I'm yes, true. Somehow in between Mavs basketball, I found a way to have multiple kids.
Congrats. Today's episode we're going to get into, is there more roster changes coming for the Mavericks? Could it be LeBron? And then we'll also talk about what would make this season a success, and then go rapid fire on some Cooper Flagg questions that you guys sent in. These are all questions that are sent into our text line, 214-643-8637. Check the link in the description to subscribe to it. Well, let's start here. We got so many questions about LeBron James because if you were just living your life as a normal Mavericks fan human that is not on social media that much and is not just inundated with random, weird, fake rumors all the time, you would have no idea. You would have no idea that people were talking about this all day today, that people were counting down the hours until something is supposedly going to happen with LeBron James. Now, here's what's real and here's what's not real. What's real is that LeBron James did make a statement that a lot of people are calling like almost closely a threat to the Lakers, that he does want to leave. I have heard from people that he does want to leave, that he does not want to be with the Lakers anymore. And so I don't think that is a secret. I think a lot of people have been talking about that. And it is true that the Mavericks in the past have been interested in LeBron James. That's true. That Kyrie Irving has tried to recruit LeBron to Dallas. That is true. We've known that to be true. That was over a year ago at this point. And what is not true is these rumors where there's this account that's just tweeting out things like, I'm in Vegas right now, just spoke with an agent, and something big is happening with the Mavericks. Trade incoming. A deal is coming within 48 hours. You guys got like 20 hours left by the time you're probably listening to this, right?
Wednesday's the day.
Maybe got a day. Yeah, maybe it's going to happen on Wednesday. So people are starting to get, and we've had these fake accounts before in the past. Remember dropping dimes. What was it, 29 or whatever?
That's kind of fun to follow.
There's that account that people thought was connected to somebody in the front office because it was kind of right about some things. And then you're like, all right, well, here we go. He's saying a lot of big things. And so there's been these Twitter accounts that'll just tweet these things. And I don't know why. Maybe it's the media literacy is just at an all-time low. I think one of the things that we bring to the table is media literacy when it comes to this show. But these tweets have had millions of views, like 2 million views on each of these tweets. And people are believing it. And then there are these odds that come out on these awful sites that are not that do not sponsor this show, obviously. And it's like, who has the best odds to get this next guy in free agency or in a trade? And like, how could you possibly put odds to that? It's literally just for show. I doubt they even take a lot of money on any of those things. But like, the Mavs were the number one team to get LeBron, like the best odds to get LeBron. They were also the best odds to get Draymond Green, Chris Paul, Herb Jones, and Marcus Morris throughout the year. I mean, just happens all the time, and they just throw the Mavs up there because Mavs fans will respond in droves, and the Mavs have had a lot of player movement lately, and so that is what's real. That is what's not real. And Isaac, what is even more real is that LeBron the Mavericks shouldn't just go get LeBron anyway.
What direction to go right now? No, I mean you're talking about like internet accounts and stuff and truth and like how many views and stuff it gets. I mean, heck, nowadays you can run a country off of lies and no truth. So the people ultimately just don't care about stuff being true. So it's just a matter of what. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I follow during like trade season and like free agency season. I selfishly or like it's like a little guilty pleasure. Like I'll follow some like random accounts that like tweet out random crap just because I'm like, oh, that's fun, that's cool, even though it's like whatever. But yeah, validity of it, whatever. How do we feel about it? We've talked about it multiple times. I will plant my flag on the hill that I do not want LeBron in Dallas at all. I don't care for free. I don't care for a minimum contract. I don't care any type of trade. There's just no part of it. Outside of the answer of, well, it's LeBron. Like what? Why? Like,
Don't make me defend this. Don't make me defend this. If they do get him for free and it's a minimum contract, which is not happening, so I'm not even really going to entertain that, then you do get a pick and roll ball handler.
We're going to do this again.
You started this. You were like,
no, I'm just saying. There's no scenario in which I want him in Dallas.
The scenario is if he would come basically for a vet min. You're telling me you'd rather have Dante Exum than LeBron James on a minimum?
There's less.
That's what you're saying. It's under no circumstances.
Sure. Yeah.
You would rather have Dante on a minimum than
yes. It's the circus of it though. Like LeBron on a minimum it doesn't matter at that. Like you're gonna have to play him a ton of minutes. You're gonna tell me the basketball fit like a pick and roll guy. Okay, like he's gonna get exploited on defense. Like what you're gonna
that's
ask
what we
him.
had Cooper Flagg and Anthony Davis and Dereck Lively for. They're starting. Do you know that they're starting D'Angelo Russell?
Yeah, I do. You're going to ask LeBron to guard point guards?
You think D'Angelo Russell's defense is going to be worse than LeBron's?
Yeah, they're about even.
I think it is going to be worse.
I just don't think it's worth it. I think the basketball fit, like if you go back 5 years ago, I think you can make a good basketball fit, like talk about it. But I don't think the media circus is worth the level of play of like where he's at now. And I don't think any of that's worth it.
He was Cooper's MVP. He was second team All NBA last year.
Great. Do you want me to send you a box of like crumble cookies for that? I don't care about that.
Top 10 player.
That's awesome. Cool. Congrats.
This is where you lose. This is where you lose me with this argument because he's still really good last year. Yeah, he has to take possessions off and things like that. And yeah, like I don't know that I would trust him to get through. Okay,
so who are you not playing? Who are you not playing?
Oh, Russell, Dante Exum, Brandon Williams.
He just pencils in as a point guard right now.
I would play him over Najee. I would play him over Christie. I would play him over.
It's insane to say LeBron. Come on, LeBron's not going to play the Najee Marshall role. We know that. This is part of my answer of like
play him over PJ.
Okay, so you're going to tell PJ Washington right now, hey, you're not going to play very much
James,
LeBron.
Yes.
See, that's my thing, though. The answer is because it's LeBron James. He's going to be 41.
He was second team All NBA last
year. Do you
year.
want to roll the wheelchair out there for him? Paul Pierce has got one. Like, what are we doing? Like, why are we
Paul
like?
Pierce pooped his pants. I don't think LeBron pooped his pants.
The people that argue like, hey, KD, we don't want KD because of age and like all this stuff. It's like, well, what's your argument for LeBron? Now you're telling Cooper Flagg, cool. Now you got to play. We got to do the retirement tour for LeBron. The guy who like made fun of Dirk Nowitzki, our legend.
Who do you think would rather have the attention being completely taken off him? I think Cooper Flagg. After watching him go through all the interviews for Summer League, for the draft, for pre-draft, for everything, he's like, can I please not have as much attention anymore? This is really annoying.
Yeah, so you get to your rookie season, you get to do the retirement tour for LeBron
and Klay Thompson and Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving.
It's not worth it at all.
I don't think they should bring him in. But I think his play is way better than you paint it to be.
If he's as good as what you are making him out to be, why aren't teams lined up right now for him? Why are they not?
They have to trade for him, and the Lakers
no
don't want
joke. Yeah, why? So why is it Cleveland just breaking up everything? You'd rather have Darius Garland than LeBron James? Like, we could play this game all day long.
The Lakers don't want to take back contracts, and so they're looking for expiring contracts. As I don't know, Rob
they don't want to take back Darius Garland.
I don't know. They just don't want to take back any contracts.
I know, but okay, but Dallas would have to take him too. Like,
I don't think I would give up Darius Garland for him. We're not talking about the Mavs giving up a player like that for him if they had to, and we're also talking about him on a minimum. Like, we weren't talking about him giving up anything a minute ago.
I mean, there's no scenario in which we would, obviously not me, but there's no scenario in which you would be down for a trade, right?
No.
All right.
Because that's so short-sighted, right? Because the age thing is true. Like, you're probably getting a year, 2 years, maybe, and then
if there's a GM out there, that is pretty short-sighted.
2 years. What else is 2 years? Who else's contract is 2 more years?
Can't you see it right now? I said I wanted us to win the window's right now 2 to 3 years. So
the Mavs would be the ultimate, like, and it wouldn't be great if the Mavs would be the ultimate, like, if they're healthy, then they'd be incredible. But we would just be hanging on injury reports every single day on all these guys. And you know what? You know what we kind of realized today that I hadn't thought about in a minute? That the Mavs don't have a head trainer right now. They fired Deion Calhoun, and I don't know who their head trainer is. I was asking around today, and I was like, I don't know if the Mavs have a trainer right now. Which brings me to the next thing that we're going to talk about is Dereck Lively. Dereck Lively goes through a procedure. Let's talk about what that means, and we'll also get into, are there more roster changes coming to the Mavericks? Talk about that and more coming up. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by Monarch Money. Monarch Money has you covered because you've got too many things going on. You want to... you are not like LeBron, where you've got millions of dollars, but you just have enough that you're like, all right, I got all these different things going all over the place. Maybe you're not spending money to try and get yourself traded from the Lakers, but maybe you are trying to go see the new Superman movie, which I just did. And then maybe you're having to keep track of spending like that and having to keep track of 401k and having to keep track of a savings account and credit cards and all that kind of stuff. There's too many things to keep track of. Monarch Money helps you keep track of accounts, investments, spending all in one place. So in addition to managing money, you start building wealth with it. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use that code LOCKEDONNBA. It's all one word, LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's Monarch Money. I love the different graphs that it gives you. Show exactly where your spending is going. It helps you to save. It gives you certain insights as it sorts through all of your stuff and says, all right, this is how you can buy a house next. This is how you can save for retirement next, and all those kind of tips like that. Locked On NBA is the code, monarchmoney.com, 50% off your first year, half off that first year. Locked On NBA is the code, monarchmoney.com. Thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs, being part of the show, part of the Raccoon Squad, listening every day. We appreciate you and every one of you for checking out the show and listening to us through the text line. Check the link in the description and click that link, and then you'll be able to subscribe to our text line and get all kinds of alerts and things from us. But then you can also ask questions, like all these questions we got today. I didn't even read the question, but we got a whole bunch of LeBron ones that we just kind of answered. So,
well, I do think it's worth just clarifying really quick that the conversation today among Mavs fans was just purely focused on trading for LeBron.
Right.
And, you know, there's different reports out there that's from people that's like, hey, he's not going to do a buyout. He picked up the option for a reason.
Right.
And he's not going to give up money. He's going to take his $54 million, whatever it is.
And why would the Lakers buy him out too? Like what's the gain for them?
And for Dallas to trade for a contract like that, just like the KD conversation we had, they're going to have to include like 4 or 5 players, Klay and Gafford and PJ and all this stuff. And that's where, you know, obviously I'm not for it for free, but obviously not even more not for it for a trade like that, because I think in an NBA, we just seen how important depth is. And
young depth.
Yeah, you gotta have depth on your roster. So anyway, it would be really hard to do. I think that would be a massive win for the Lakers. Imagine if they swapped out that spot for, you know, Klay, Gafford, PJ, and
deep team.
Yeah, like all this stuff. But I don't think there's any scenario in which a trade. I think if Dallas did a trade like that, it would be one of the worst decisions that Nico and the Mavs have made since he's been here. Well, obviously since the Luka trade, but it would just be hands down, I think, number 2 for me. I just think there's no, like, even the circus that's going on right now. Like, do you want to do it? You want to deal with that crap? Yeah. And all the media circus with that? Not worth it. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, so I want to talk about Dereck Lively's thing because the reports came out today from Shams Charania that he said that Dereck Lively has undergone surgery to clean up bone spurs in his right foot. Sources tell ESPN he's expected to be healthy for training camp. And initially you go, man, why did they not do this earlier? So I reached out. Our guy in street clothes, Jeff Stott, said lots of athletes develop these bone spurs. They often go unaddressed until they are symptomatic. So basically, he didn't really know what was going on in his foot until he started to feel something weird. He probably was recovering from the foot fracture, ankle fracture, whatever that ended up being at the end of the season. It was reported as both. And he's probably doing like a month of workouts now. And then he started to feel something in his foot. And they're like, hey, let's address this. And so they went, got it checked out. And then now he's got to get that removed. It's good that it's a procedure and not a surgery, which I think is good. But Jeff also says he may not have had an issue until recently. By removing the root of the problem, he should be fine, especially if they pinpoint anything that may have led to its development in the first place. This then brings the question of Dereck Lively. Are we concerned about injuries? This is just another thing for Dereck Lively, and he's going to be a big what if for us? Or is this something like, all right, he's got this fixed and let's move forward? Stein reports that Lively is now out of the boot after having those bone spurs removed too, which is great.
Yeah, I'm going to do the non-correct grammar sentence here and just say it's not nothing, like the double negatives there. I don't think it's a massive thing, but I don't think it's nothing at the same time. You never want to see your young center who's already had, a significant foot injury that was the source of tension within the medical staff now have, another type of procedure on his feet, especially for, big guys and stuff. So, not great, but it sounds as positive as it can be for something like that. So, and he's going to be ready for training camp. So a couple months, he's going to be good to go. Yeah, sure.
And let's be clear.
I'm not a doctor, so I don't know.
Thanks,
No other show has a drop so great as that. That is incredible. I'll hold on to that one for a long time. Okay, we got a bunch of other questions. Is there any other moves and changes you see coming to the roster? That was a question we got off of our text line.
I think the roster's pretty much set for the moment. I mean, they got to figure out a way to, they haven't officially signed Dante Exum yet. So to bring Dante Exum on, they're about, I think, 1.5, 1.6 under that second apron. If you just sign Dante just outright right now to a minimum contract, that would take you over the second apron. So this is where they got to find some little way to cut some money. Can you get someone to take a Jaden Hardy's contract? Can you dump Omax at that point, as heartbreaking as that is? So yeah, I think that's the thing I expect at some point, because we've had it already reported about Dante coming back to the team. There's agreement. I don't think that they're going to sign Dante Exum and go over the second apron because of Dante Exum. Right. Yeah. So I expect at some point Omax or Jaden Hardy to be going into another team's trade exception.
That's the last thing that they have to do, unless there's a big trade that we've been waiting for, like one we thought to go get a guard. It seems like D'Angelo Russell is the move that fixed that or solved that for them in a way, the stopgap.
Yeah.
Another question we got is, what would make this upcoming season a success? I thought this was an interesting one. We'll probably talk about this a lot this summer.
Yeah.
But just my initial response is, I want to get Cooper Flagg playoff experience. And this team is good enough to make the playoffs if they're healthy, and if Anthony Davis is healthy through the season, and they get Kyrie back with a decent amount of time left, like they should be able to make the playoffs, whether through the play-in or just being a top 6 seed. They're deep enough. They've got the pieces in place, and like that's what I just want for this season. That would be a success to me. I don't even care if they win in the first round or not.
See, that's where it's like, which timeline do you prioritize? You're prioritizing long term and probably in Cooper, to where like Nico organization, even like myself, I look at it and be like, I think a success is because of some of these other moves, your investment in Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving's last contract, his contract he just signed, and all this. I think I want to say conference finals is like a success. I don't think I'm just saying, like,
so failure is they make the second round.
I think when you build a roster like this and you talk such a big game about the timeline being what it is, and you trade a young generational talent for Anthony Davis, who's 31, and so like your main pieces is Kyrie and Klay and AD, and even like a guy like PJ. Like these are win now players. Like you're investing into that, and that's what you're going for. To go and just get put out in the first round, even though Cooper's getting like, all right, cool. Cooper got 5 games of playoff experience. I personally can't walk away from that saying, all right, that's a success.
See, I think there's a difference between what Nico's success will be and what the team's success will be. Because I think you're right that what you said earlier is that I'm looking at the long-term future. Cooper Flagg is the long-term future. This team is not good enough to win a title right now. Unless they're all healthy, everything goes right. So many other things. I got to do a bunch of ifs to get there, right? And so if the ifs all happen, right, like then sure. But they're not happening right. They're not happening right now. Kyrie's already out for most of the season and has said, don't hold your breath on him and even come back for the playoffs. So I'm not putting stock in that because Kyrie told me not to. I'm going to do what Kyrie said. And so this team's not going to win the title. Then I'm like, okay, well then let's just get Cooper Flagg some playoff experience. And that means on the journey there, be competitive enough to be in a lot of games, win a bunch of games and all that, and get Cooper Flagg that experience. And that's what I care about.
Interesting.
Nico's success is, conference finals.
But I think a lot of Mavs fans too, though. I think just because Kyrie's going to be out most of the year, I personally don't look at the season. Like if Kyrie's coming back in February, don't
hold your breath.
Just because Kyrie comes back in February doesn't mean I look at this team and say, oh, just make the playoffs. And they got too many win now players to do that.
You know what I think a lot of Mavs fans like success is for the season?
Miles Kelly minutes.
Don't trade Cooper Flagg at some point.
Oh God.
I think the bar is very low for a lot of Mavs fans right now.
I don't think that could happen. I just don't.
It's curious. That's another thing I think we'll do on the text line is we'll ask at some point, what is your version of success for the Mavs season? And then take all the answers and then just see what we get from it.
What's the worst case scenario?
Lived it. We lived it in a couple ways.
Started from the bottom.
We lived it where the star player in the team missed the entire postseason, where the star player got traded when he was 26. Lived through a lot of things. Stop talking about Luka.
We fell down that mountain quick.
Coming up, let's get into some rapid fire questions about Cooper Flagg. Got a whole bunch of them, including what makes him a generational talent. We'll talk about that and more coming up.
I have to apologize that you felt that he should have played more.
All right, Isaac, we're about to go rapid fire. Did you just like pull a carton of juice?
Orange juice? Yes.
Pulp or no pulp? You a pulp guy?
No. I don't mind it as much, but my wife is not strong no pulp.
I just want everyone to know it is 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Drinking orange juice.
Drinking orange juice.
Drinking orange juice at 11 p.m. Sometimes you just need that little kick, I guess. All right, I want to go through a lot of these rapid fire because we got a bunch of questions and I want to get to a bunch of them. And we're not very good at rapid fire historically. So we're gonna start with this first one. Do you think the Mavs will try to move to a more 5-out type of play to keep the paint open with all their interior forces that they have?
No, because they've invested in 2 rim rolling centers in Gafford and Lively. And I think at times they will play 5-out. But I think I'm expecting one of those guys to be on the floor majority of the time with AD. So no. If
they're gonna try to get Lively to hit threes eventually,
I mean that'd be fun.
This would be the season that he should.
I gotta see it before I believe that.
He should really try. He made one in the finals. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
And then we were like, maybe he takes one a game. And then how many did he take last year? Like 1 or 2, like
2.5.
But I do think they'll try to play 5-out. The thing is hard about 5-out is that Anthony Davis has not been historically a good 3-point shooter unless it's with no fans in Orlando. So like that is a tough thing to make it 5-out if already 2 of your players are non-shooters. That it's tough to create 5-out out of that.
Yeah.
From Billy from our text line, from what I've seen from Cooper Flagg, seems to be a generational talent, but we put that label on so many players. Ben Simmons, Markelle Fultz. I talked about all the number 1 picks for the last like 20 years yesterday. I talked about the pressure on Cooper Flagg. Do you guys think Cooper Flagg has what it takes to be a true generational talent? Also, little mini question: what are your favorite East teams? I'm not going to answer. We're going to answer the Cooper Flagg. We're going to answer the Cooper Flagg.
Well, I mean, I think for all the reasons you look at, a guy like Kevin Garnett, which I love. That's one of my favorite comps for Cooper. You look at a Garnett, you look at a Kawhi, you look at a Jason Tatum, of what he's doing in Boston, and you look about how they are generational talents.
I would say none of those are generational talents.
You don't think Kevin Garnett was a generational talent?
Maybe him, but Dirk was better than him. So there was someone in his.
Yeah.
And then probably Tim Duncan was better than him too. And probably Kobe Bryant was better than him too. And so you're like, how many players in his era?
Now we're just going on the definition of generational.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think you have to be the best person at your position to be generational.
But like generational, I mean, there's nobody else like you in your generation that you stand out. You are one of the best. That's why it's
I guess
such a high
I do
bar.
like a top 50 player of all time or something like that. It's like a generational type guy.
Not top 75, but top 50.
I mean, something like, top 46.
But like Damian Lillard made the top 75.
Yeah.
I don't think Damian Lillard's a generational player. He's like maybe the 10th best guard in his era.
Dirk is hands down better than Kevin Garnett.
But
I still think Garnett's a generational talent.
Dirk is a generational player because he changed the game. So like it's a different angle you could take on it too. That's like the is Kuzma a star because he has things off the court.
God bless. But no, it's the two-way ability. When you look at the best two-way guys, if you just look at like changing the game or whatever, I don't think Cooper's going to have a move that changes the game. Not like a Steph Curry shooting for 30 feet or Dirk Nowitzki and the shot or Kareem and the hook shot. Like I don't think you're looking at that. It's the overall two-way ability, the high level of defense, high level of offense eventually. And yeah, you look at a guy like Kevin Garnett who came in the league and did his thing and played defense, had that tenacity and the competitiveness and all of that stuff. And I think that's how Cooper will be a generational talent.
I also think that generational can mean uniqueness as well. So like Wemby, generational. Zion was generational because of the type of unique talent we had never seen before. And I think Cooper is one of those where he's 18 and he's already this good, already playing with NBA players at 17 because of the USA, basketball thing. And everybody was freaking out about how good he was and just how he picks up things so easily. Like he struggled to shoot threes and then went to Duke and shot 38% from three. Right. So
I think he's going to be better than what a lot of people think he's going to be in year one. And that's what's going to make him generational too. At 18, he's going to do some things in those first few months of the season. Like, whoa. All right.
How long do we? August. 3 months? That was a tough sentence. What would the season look like if Cooper Flagg hit his 99th percentile outcome from his rookie season, which is basically what you were just alluding to?
I mean, like an all NBA team. What were you going to say?
Wow. That's a lot. That's high, which is like.
I mean, you said 99th
percentile. Yeah. So if you play Cooper Flagg's season out like 100 times, there's maybe 2 of them where he makes all NBA. and that's what you're saying.
I know. That's what I was saying. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think he's going to be an all-star year one or anything like that. Yeah. He's not going to score like somebody like Luka in year one that typically captivates a lot of people with some of these like awards and stuff. Like, dude, he averaged his rookie average this amount of points. And it's like, oh, well, I think this is one of my predictions for this year that we'll get to. I think the rookie of the year will be one of the most highly debated topics this year because I think Cooper is going to be on the best team, like with the best record for a rookie, and he's going to put up good numbers, but you're going to have somebody behind him like a Dylan Harper or somebody else that's on a worse record team, but have like really good stats. And it's going to cause this like civil war among people like, well, Cooper's a winning player and he's on a winning team. And it's like, well, this guy put up these numbers.
I can see it. It's going to be Harper or it's going to be Cooper Flagg versus VJ Edgecombe. Sixers, everybody's hurt. Paul George is already out there. He's going to be playing a ton of minutes.
The ultimate one would be like Ace Bailey. He gets like 22 shots a game.
Right.
And he's like, but anyway,
Harper, I don't think he's going to play enough, to be honest. Like you look at what that team has, Fox,
dude, he's so good.
Castle, Vassell, like they're kind of loaded right there.
They are loaded, yeah.
Another question from our text line: when Cooper eventually gets more developed and becomes a number one option, what do you think is going to be his go-to way to score?
That's good. I like that question. I mean, I still think at his size, it's going to be, he's going to get into the paint and he's just going to try to elevate over people.
Yep.
He does have a spin move that I think he gets a little bit too reliable on. that you just seen a lot in college that I've said on this pod different times. I think he's going to get a lot of offensive fouls early on in the regular season and stuff. But yeah, I don't think it's like threes. I don't think it's hey, he's going to post up and stuff like that. I mean, he could at times for a mismatch. I think it's going to be Cooper getting into like at the elbow, getting into the paint, and kind of like a spin move, rise up over the top of somebody, and that's going to be kind of his jam.
He's got a little Giannis in him when it comes to that, where it's like he wants that, take contact, drive, dunk over guys, finish around the rim.
He's going to get to the rim. So this is where he's got to get these free throws down, because that's another mature part of his game of like, if his shot's not falling, he doesn't care. He's going to get to the rim and get to the free throw line.
Yep. Thoughts on Klay and Megan?
Well, Klay's on the Mavericks, so he likes stallions, and I thoroughly enjoy Brad Townsend writing a story about it.
I saw our friend. Yeah, I know. I saw or Eddie and Dwayne at Mavs.com. Like,
oh, I can't wait. We have to put odds down right now.
Megan Thee Stallion, famous for songs W.A.P.
Okay, we got to put odds down. It's like Brad's at like a minus 300 for a question at Media Day.
Media Day
to Klay about Megan. I'm gonna put Dwayne at like a minus 250 underneath that.
Oh, favorite.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll take a favorite over Brad on that. I think, and then yeah, I don't want to mention any other names.
I saw our friend Brittany Cohen, who is the teacher that runs the Dereck Lively Hype Squad. Which we're both a part of.
She's a great Twitter follow.
She said, "Oh my God, is this going to be the Mavs version of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift?" And I was like, "That would be amazing."
Yeah.
Get Megan Thee Stallion at a bunch of Mavs games. Just the camera just pans to her all the time, and she's just like cheering on Klay Thompson. That'd be fun.
I wish Rocco was here to experience it.
Why you got to bring up Rocco?
I'm just saying.
Rocco is Klay Thompson's dog, and it passed away.
Yeah, it was really sad.
He made me sad. I had to check to see if my dog was still there. Yeah, no, that would be fun. The last time we had like a real celebrity friend or like was J. Cole and Dennis Smith Jr., right? Like,
oh my gosh, yes.
I remember they had that in a while. Like, there's been a couple that have showed up here and there, but like J. Cole was at a couple of games.
I feel like Mahomes is kind of like
he is kind of like
our
that
guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he tweeted the other day, Coop, and I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
He's still here, baby.
Yeah, it's so great that Kansas City doesn't have a basketball team so that Patrick Mahomes can still be a Mavs fan, or else he'd have to.
Yeah, they don't need no basketball team.
Fake that. Kansas City should get one over Louisville.
Shut up. Are you just finding all the hot topic moments for me? Louisville, Kentucky should have an NBA team.
We haven't talked about this together on their show. You got put in D'Angelo Russell's documentary, which, by the way, I talked about this the other day when I talked about D'Angelo Russell's video. But you've now been put in 2 documentaries for NBA teams, and I've been put in 0.
Anthony Black, baby.
Anthony Black was on, and D'Angelo Russell was on. But they highlighted you talking about Louisville.
Oh, they did, yeah. Well, even like before, I didn't realize there was a part before the Louisville part.
Yeah, right.
That somebody else highlighted and sent it to me, and yeah, I didn't know what to expect because I opened up Twitter and I had all these like people like, "You're in this video." I'm like, "Oh God, what did I say?"
Yeah, please say something.
Somebody
smart.
used it, and kind of like when you said that, Patrick Dumont said he listens to our show and stuff, and I'm like, all right, we've said a few things here and there, but it's not gonna stop me. So here you go. Trade for LeBron. See what I say then.
That is a threat. That is a real threat. Thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs. We've got all kinds of great stuff coming this week. Isaac and Slightly and I will be doing another hour-long show doing over-unders this weekend. Thanks so much for listening to Locked On Mavs.
Peace out.
Boom.